friends, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a review of the Undercover Bernal wheels. These wheels are a 60mm 90A hardness wheel. They come in a bullet profile. For those not familiar, bullet just means that the sides of the wheel basically converge to a tip in the center of the wheel, very similar to a recreational type wheel. These wheels come in this really cool green color. There was a version before this that was kind of like a whitish creamish color. I didn't ride those. It's honestly been a while since I've rode Undercover, so I was really curious to see how they've ridden. So I've been riding them for about a month and a half now in anti-rocker setup. So I've got chrome anti-rockers, Create original frames, and then the FR UFR skates. The wheels out of the box, they were super fast, really gripped, didn't really have any problems with them. I have noticed that, as I've skated them for the last month and a half, that bullet profile has completely disappeared and it's basically a flat wheel. That was kind of my first time riding a bullet profile in a wheel setup or anti-rocker setup. Can't say that I loved it or hated it, but the fact that it just ended up being a flat wheel, I mean, that's kind of what my preference has always been. So, I may just kind of stick to flat wheels because I really gain no benefit from it. I know the bullet profiles are a lot better if you're riding flat, and that way, the angle of the wheel helps to keep you from basically getting wheel bite when you're skating ledges, not so much rails, but mainly ledges. Anti-rocker doesn't matter as much, just because you have the hard plastic. So didn't really affect me. So I'm about 195 pounds, and since I rode these in an anti-rocker setup, these wheels have basically only lasted me a month and a half, and with the seasonal change, we've been getting a lot of various weathers, snow. I think it snowed 2 times last week. So the amount I'm skating kind of dropped down to 2 to 3 times per week. And, so I haven't really been riding these hard. I typically ride them at a skate park, really smooth concrete. I'm not out really skating street much. And the one thing that I've noticed is wheels started splitting, they started pitting, and on one of my wheels, it feels like the core has deformed, so that way when I ride, it feels like I'm riding over like a really rough surface, and it just kind of causes my skate to vibrate, which is like a really distracting feeling. I don't know, I don't think I've ever had that problem. So not sure if that's just a defect with the core or if that's pretty typical. For Undercover, I've seen a lot of people comment on it. Some people love them. Some people are torn on it. Sounds like some people have had better experiences than me. Some sound like they've had worse. But basically, I feel like a wheel should last a lot longer than a month and a half, especially if I'm out cruising a smooth concrete skate park. And to me, it says that these wheels aren't really intended to ride anti-rocker. They're more meant for probably a flat setup, and so the wear will be minimalized. Overall, I enjoyed the grip. One other thing that kind of irritated me about these wheels is the pour of these seems just a hair narrower. So, and then it has this recession inside the core, so you can only use the cylindrical type spacers. But when I use those with the bearings, I feel like my bearings, are popping out slightly just on one side. And so when I skate, because that bearing is not all the way in, it creates this creaking noise whenever I'm skating. And I think that may be a contributing factor to why one of the wheels has kind of elongated, is just because you have that bearing working the hole, and then all of a sudden now, the core is not solid. So when you ride, that bearing's probably just moving around a little bit inside there, and it's creating that vibration. So, I'm not going to say that I hated these wheels. I think I enjoyed them. Typically Undercover is a few dollars more for a 4-pack than some of the other brands. And to see them only last a month and a half, like in fall, wintry conditions where I'm not riding as hard, it's kind of annoying. Because usually if you spend more money, you want something that lasts. But it was a fair wheel. It was worth trying out again and seeing how I would like it. Overall, really loved the color scheme. I had the green, the orange, everything else is black, and then I had the Mark Moreno Create original frame, so it created kind of a really cool original look. I think that's it. If you guys have ridden Undercover wheels, love to hear what your thoughts are on them. So drop me a comment in the section below and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for checking in, and hope you guys have a happy holiday. Talk to you later.